Hello guys, welcome back. In this today's class, we'll see how to design the full subtractor circuit, right? So full subtractor is also a combinational logic circuit that perform the subtraction of involving the 3 bits, right? So in case of half subtractor, that is involving with the 2 bit. If something is borrow is produced, then half subtractor cannot able to perform the right. So subtraction of the third bit, it can able to perform the subtraction only for the 2 bit, right? So in this case the limitation to be overcome, so for that we are designing the full subtractor, right? So in full subtractor it accepts the 3 inputs, right? A value, another b bit value, nothing but subtrahend, and borrow bit value, right? So where in case of the half subtractor it cannot able to perform the subtraction for the borrow bit, that is the limitation. To overcome that limitation we are using the full subtractor operation, right? So first, what is the first step? We need to identify requirement, right? So what is the requirement? How many inputs are required? 3 inputs, right? So one is A, B, another one is the borrow in. So we'll be getting the two outputs. One is difference, another one is the borrow, right? So difference and borrow. After identifying your requirement, so next step is that we need to draw the truth table representation. 3 input means we will be getting the 8 possibilities. So 2 power 3 input means 8 possibilities. It means from 0 to 7, right? So these are the input possibilities, right? Now what we have to do is we need to find out the difference borrow by performing the subtraction operation of these 3-bit numbers, right? First we will consider 0 0 0, right? So first we will consider this value so that we can find the what is the difference value as well as the borrow value. 0 0 0, it means that a bit value, b bit value, c bit value, right? So if you can't able to perform the subtraction at a time for 3-bit numbers, so what we will do is first we will perform the subtraction for these 2 bits. Once it is done, we will perform the subtraction using this one, right? I think this is the easiest way to perform the subtraction in terms of the binary representation, right? So first we will perform the subtraction for these 2 bit, right? What is the answer? 0 minus 0, 0, that should be subtracted with this resultant value, right? 0, right? So now what is the difference value? 0. So difference value equal to 0. What is the borrow value? Nothing we have taken, right? So borrow value equal to 0, right? Now we will perform the subtraction for 0 0 1, right? So 0 0 1. So first I am going to consider these 2-bit numbers. So what is the difference? 0 minus 0 0, right? What is this value? 1, right? Now if you observe here, you cannot able to subtract 0 minus 1 directly. For that, what is required? We require the borrow value. As digital number system, it may be 1 0. Binary number system consists of only 2 numbers. Either you can take 0 or you can take 1, right? So if you take 0 again, it will be 0 only. So for that, what is the borrow we are taking? 1 is the borrow we are taking. So the moment you taken the borrow, so we need to mention borrow equal to 1. Once it is done, what is the value? 1 minus 1 0 means 2, right? This is 1, right? So 2 minus 1, 1. What is the difference value? 1. So like that we need to find for all input combination, what is the difference value as well as what is the borrow value. Suppose for example, if I take this one something 1 1 1, right? So first to perform the subtraction for these two things, 1 minus 1 0, right? That should be subtract with this one, right? So directly we cannot able to perform subtraction, right? We need to take the borrow, right? That borrow 1 we have taken, so here we need to keep the borrow equal to 1. Now 1 minus 0 what? 2, right? So 1 decimal number or binary number both are same, right? 2 minus 1, 1. So for decimal number 1, what is the binary number 1, right? So just we are writing the binary number 1. So like that we have to find out. Suppose if you take this one something 0 double 1, right? So 0 double 1. So what is this value? Directly we cannot able to subtract, right? For that we are taking the borrow as the 1. So in this case, right, here we are keeping the borrow equal to 1. Now we need to find out the difference value, right? So 1 0 minus 1 is what? 2 minus 1, right? 2 minus 1 is nothing but 1, right? That should be subtracted with this third bit value. 1 minus 1 is what? 0, right? So like this we need to fill up this entire table. So after performing truth table is completed, what is the next step is that we need to find out the minterms, right? So how many minterms here we need to find out means 2 minterms. So one is for difference, another one is for borrow. Because we have the 2 outputs, so we need to find out the 2 minterms, right? So let me write down numbers so that it will be easy for you to understand. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? So minterms means representation of SOP function, right? First we will find the output for the difference. Where we have the SOP? this is SOP function, right? What is the input value? The input value is 1, right? Just write down 1. Next, this is the SOP function, right? So what is the input value? 0 1 0 means what is that value? 2, right? Like that, here we have the one more SOP. What is the value? 4. Again, here we have the one more SOP. What is that value? 7. So for difference, what is the minterm we got? 1 2 4 7. The same way we need to find out the minterms for the borrow, right? So this is the SOP, right? For borrow, SOP means representation of the output equal to 1, right? Here we have the output equal to 1. This output we are getting for the input combination of 0 0 1. So 0 0 1 means what is the decimal number? 1, right? Just I am going to write the 1. Next, what is this value? This is also SOP, right? What is this input value? 2 is the input value. This is also SOP, right? What is the input value? 3. What is the final one? 7, right? Here this is also SOP, right? What is this value? This value. So like this we need to represent the value. If you remember that for this one we should not write because it is not SOP. This is the POS function. So now after finding the minterms, next we need to draw the K-map representation. Now if we see that how many K-maps are required, so 2 K-maps. So why 2 K-maps are required? Because we have the 2 output functionality. Now which variable K-map is required? Because if you observe here, we required the 3 variable K-maps. How many 3 variable K-maps? We required 2 3 variable K-maps. Why? Because inputs are the 3 input means we need to consider the 3 variable K-map. So 2 output means we required the 2 K-maps, right? So these are the expressions we got for difference 1 2 4 7, right? So now we have taken 3 variable K-maps. So 1, next 2 4 7. These are the location. Next this is 1 2 3 7, right? 1 2 3 7. This is the location where we plotted our K-map. Now we need to find out the logic expression. So here the logic expression is something like this. For this one, what is the logic expression? A bar B bar B in. A bar B bar B in. For this one, what is the logic expression? A bar B bar in, right? So like that we are going to write the logic expression. So now for this one, what is the logic expression? Grouping of these two ones, again these two one, again these two one, right? So I am not going to explain here how to find the minimized expression by using the K-map method. If you don't understand this, how to perform this minimization, you just go back to my previous video so that you will be understand K-map operation, right? So then it will be easy for you to understand this K-map representation here, right? Now if you observe here what is the output value? We got something A bar B, right? So B in, A bar B is, right? So product term 1, product term 2, product term 3. But if you see here in case of the difference, so there is no like if you see that only one group is done, right? So if it is one group is done means it means that again we are writing the input function equal to output function. Remember guys, if you are not going to group the more than one once, it means that we are not performing any minimization operation. It means that whatever the input equation we have considered this one, the same thing we are writing as the output. Means if it is single grouping means, right? So further we can able to minimize the expression. Why? Means by using single group means we are not minimizing the expression, right? So in this case, right, here we are grouping more than one once, right? So here we will be getting the further logic expression. This expression you cannot able to reduce further, right? So you can't able to reduce further because if more than one is grouped, then you cannot able to reduce. But here something it is different. So if you try to group the more than once, here there is no possibility. Each time we will be getting the only grouping of the single ones. It means that again we can able to perform the minimization operation. Remember, this is the rare case in the K-map representation. Now see that if you observe here, what is the common thing in these two things? A bar is the common, right? Just I am making the A bar is common, then it will be something B bar B in plus what is that next one? B bar B in, right? So this is a common. So here if you observe here, what is the common? A variable is common, right? So just I am writing something B bar in plus B in. So again if you want to reduce this expression, if you see something, it is look like in terms of the A XOR of B. It means that A bar B plus AB bar, right? The same way it is something B bar equal to, you can consider A B. So A bar B plus AB bar we can write in terms of the B XOR of B in, right? So again if you consider this one, this is in terms of the A XOR of B, right? So what is the XOR of function? a bar b bar plus ab. This is something look like this one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this in terms of the XNOR logic gate, right? So b in, right? So final expression something look like this. So a bar b XOR of b in plus a into b XNOR of b in, right? So is there any possibility to reduce it again further? Means yes, there is a possibility, but how to reduce possibility? I mean, how to reduction is that, right? If you remember, what is the relation between XOR logic gate to XNOR logic gate is the complement relation, right? The relation is the complement relation. It means that if it is XOR is a, XNOR will be a bar. If it is 0, it means it is 1, right? So based on this relation we can write. So if you observe here, this is in terms of XOR logic gate, this is in terms of the XNOR logic gate. If somehow if I converted this one in terms of the XOR logic gate, I can able to reduce this expression further. So what my intention is that at this point of time I cannot able to reduce further. So what I'm going to do is, we know that XOR is the complement of XNOR logic gate, XNOR gate is the complement of the XOR logic gate. So by using this rule we can able to convert either in terms of XOR or XNOR, so that we can able to minimize the expression further, right? So for that I am going to keep XOR logic gate as it is, let it be b XOR of b in as it is, plus this I am going to write in terms of this is the XNOR, right? That means XNOR, right? I am going to write in terms of the XOR logic gate. Now both are not same, right? What is the relation I told? Complement relation, right? So here we need to keep the complement. Now if you observe this expression, it is something look like a bar b plus ab bar. It means that it is a bar b, this is a b bar something, right? So how we can able to write this further? A XOR of b XOR of b in. So what is the expression for difference? This is the expression for the difference, right? So once it is done, we need to draw the logic circuit diagram, right? So logic circuit diagram is easy. So what is the expression for difference? A XOR of b XOR of b in, right? So just I have taken the 3 wires. This is the A connecting wire, B connecting wire, B in connecting wire. So logic gate is the XOR logic gate, right? The same way we need to draw the logic circuit diagram, right? This is not only the way to represent the logic circuit diagram, there is so many ways. Suppose for example A XOR of B XOR of C in, right? Just directly you can take the XOR logic gate. Then followed by, if you have first expression is something A bar B means, just like this you can write, right? So AND gate again, one more AND gate again, one more AND gate. So finally you will be getting the expression for the OR gate. This is for borrow, this is for difference, something like you can draw the logic circuit diagram, right? So the major problem here is that the people who design the subtractor means they will be finding the difficulties in finding the difference value, borrow value in truth table, right? If you understand, right, solving the K-map, finding the logic expression, then drawing the logic circuit diagram is pretty easy, right? Thank you guys.